What's up, guys? This is going to be a brief ILM open air market recap in case you missed it and summary video. Henry and I are going to pop back and forth and kind of fill you in on what you missed.
So starting off with the pack team, one of the big things we're going to emphasize and continue to hound on is the packing like it's for your family. Every fillet neatly organized, cleanliness, no scales on the fillets, sealed properly, and making sure it's something that you'd want to present to your own family.
We transitioned in talking about our route drivers, thinking with the mindset of making the assist at all times, whether that's when you drop off, helping with the setup, or going through each cooler when you get there to condense ice where you can and decluttering the area by bringing back some of those empty coolers to HQ.
Awesome. And then for the stand workers, early week, think ahead for the next couple of days. If you realize we're on a half roll of the thank you bags, let's go ahead and send that out so we can get it early in the week. That way we're not doing many choppy dry orders and stuff like that. In the future, we'll have a dry inventory sheet, which Laurel is going to be the head at Market Street for that. Abby at Belleville and AJ at Castle Hayne, they're going to be the main people responsible for doing the dry inventories.
We kind of transitioned into the open air markets themselves. We talked a little bit about our roots, our history. All the stands that you see now kind of came from a pop-up tent and a table. Nathan has a slideshow that we'll share with you guys so you can kind of see where that's coming from. But really, when we're talking the stands, it goes beyond just the neighborhood. They're a really good leadership opportunity for people when things get a little bit cluttered up in the brick and mortar setting. And it's also, each one of these is a turnkey model that we can look to expand anywhere. Nathan mentioned the opportunities of moving further into Brunswick County, Myrtle Beach, things of that nature. So keep that in mind when you're out there working.
Awesome. And then just a little reminder, be the first to friendly. No, we don't have any issues with the personalities or anything like that, but it's always nice to see a warm, welcoming smile or face or, hey, how are you, to really break the ice. It makes the experience a whole lot less, it's a different experience for most people coming into a fish market. They don't really know what they're going to expect. So be that first person to say hey and be that warm, welcoming face to really break the ice for the situation for them. Just to hit on that, cleanliness is a huge thing when it comes to that. Nobody's going to want to walk up to something that's not clean. So for example, like the caps at Castle Hayne, let's go ahead and keep those on during the day. If we have to drain them, great, pop the caps off, drain them in the buckets, but then put those back on so we're not having the smell of shrimp water out on the deck all day.
We launched 7 Task, a new kind of checklist for opening and closing in the future, most likely, to get things in order with that. Obviously, it's not a perfect system at the moment, so just know that we can edit and make things better over time, and we're already looking to do so this week. Just provide your feedback in the open air market group chat whenever you do see things that could be improved. And just please take the time to do it, even if you think you know it, just so that way we're getting in good habits off the bat.
Another thing in terms of inventory, utilize the comments and notes section that we have on the page. If it's a simple right click on the mouse or right there on the keypad of the laptop to go ahead and comment in cells. It should send a message right away directly to my email about issues with the product, sellout time, something's not vac sealed, doesn't look right. Any comments you have like that, go ahead and put the sellout times. And then moving forward, one thing that we're going to require is a 0 or a number for everything on the inventory sheet, whether you got it that day or not. The blanks are very ambiguous and don't really know what that means half the time. But moving forward, it's going to be a 0 or the actual number that you have out there for every single product on that inventory sheet.
Nathan mentioned that obviously when it's nice weather, it's great to be at the stands, but sometimes we have to deal with the other elements. Just know that we have to be a tough group of individuals to weather out these types of storms, whether it's sideways rain, wind, heat, cold weather. But definitely always go into the situation with a game plan, whether it be needing water, extra clothing, and pass along some of the methods you use with either a tarp or a cool room at Castle Hayne, for example, to your teammates, so that way they're in a good situation whenever things turn right, just like it could happen in their situation.
And then as well with inventory and stuff like that, product is consistently being brought out almost every day, if not every other day for sure. Let's continue to pop every top of the boxes that come and then go ahead and include this in our inventory. That way we're not sitting on a Friday or Saturday with a huge influx of product that we didn't really need. So let's go ahead and make sure everything that comes those days in those wax boxes are getting either put out on the counter with appropriate price tags and stuff like that. If we don't do this, we're having product go bad sitting in the reefer and the coolers for days at a time where they don't need to be, as well as it's essentially wasting time that we could be doing other things with the pack team if the product's just going to sit there. So let's go ahead and work on getting all those out. Price updates happen typically on Friday via WIN. It sends it in a mass text via 7 shifts. They will be updated in your Revel system. You just have to refresh your POS. And if you guys feel that there's any product that possibly needs to have a special on it because it has been sitting for a couple of days or whatever you believe, within reason, it's not a bad idea to knock $1 off of certain things. If you've noticed over the past week or weekend, it hasn't been moving. Another thing to continue to do is to ensure accuracy of our price tags. Most days there's 2 people crew on the weekend, maybe one person stood up at the POS, the other goes to every single item that's priced out, and just do a quick callback versus what's it in the Revel versus what it says at the stand, just to continue to go ahead and do that. Special order sheet, I think we've been doing a really good job adding that to the Google Sheet. I think we got everybody on the same page this past weekend with making sure we're going to input it there and not via 7 shifts. If you have any questions on where to find the form to fill out the special order or the sheet, just let me know and we'll get it figured out for you. Every Sunday, let's continue the frozen inventory. We've been doing a great job the past couple weeks, but let's keep it up. That gives me the opportunity to send out new product on Tuesday to get you guys ready for the week. And if we need little hits here and there, feel free to just drop it via 7 shifts, but let's try to keep that to a minimum. And let's think ahead for the week instead of just little choppy orders every single day for a roll of receipt paper or paper towels or whatever it may be. Saturday secondary drops. It happened for a little bit last month or so. We're going to try to avoid secondary drops on Saturdays. It's a hard time logistics wise, especially it being the busiest day at every venue typically. One thing that we will do always is if you need ice, send out an SOS and ice will make it there some way somehow. Yep.
Our new system for our stand phones, we want to make sure we are keeping those on throughout the duration of the time that the stand's open, even overnight, that means, which means we're also probably going to have to do some charging throughout the day. But the biggest thing with that would be definitely making sure we're getting back to our missed calls and voicemails in a reasonable time frame. Jesse brought up a good point about our bank being off from time to time, whether it's over or unders from tips, particularly at Market Street. Seems like it's been an issue the past couple weeks or so. Doesn't seem like any shady business going on, but definitely want to take the time to do that sheet so we can get back trending in the right direction.
Awesome. And then starting this week, we're gonna I'm challenging all the stand workers. We're gonna do a little competition for the team that has the least amount of miss rings. It happens time to time, but it's always a good idea to make sure we're keeping accurate with the prices on our product. No more U10 scallops, 2030 scallops, gray versus golden tile, black versus red drum, anything like that. So we're going to think of a little prize at the end of the week to give the team that has the least amount of ring and errors. So thank for your other teammates, because we're not all going to be working at the same time. But let's continue to have a great summer, finish it strong, and let us know if there's anything else that we can help nail out for you guys.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.